Hey guys, welcome back to Inside the Storm. I'm your host Zane, and today we're going to be talking about the wrap up to our senior season and kind of, as you can see, all of the success that came with it. And we're joined obviously by the first guest, the one who had to come back to recap the whole season and give us a review. Nick, welcome back to the pod.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
For the second or third?
Third time, I want to say. Yeah. Look, when you preview a season, you got to be the one to review the season, right? So
Sounds good.
So let's jump straight into it. Let's go back through 2 weeks actually, because that last game you were a part of it, and it was kind of all down to that last game, right? The situation was that you win that game and you win the league, and if you drew or lost, then it was out of your spot. So obviously you were on the bench, but kind of walk us through that game. What was your mindset going into it? How'd you feel? Was there any special preparation you did? How'd that feel?
It was all kind of riding on that game. I believe it was Ocean Grove.
Yes.
And the assumption from us was Bendigo was going to win their game.
Yes, yeah.
So we needed to win to know for sure that we'd win the league. Training leading up was similar to the rest of the season, to be honest. We've been training well, training hard. So that day was just all about business. It was a gritty game, 0-0 for the majority. Yeah. And then I believe it was an own goal in the last few minutes, Kai wants to take credit.
Giving it,
but it was a bit of a nervous, I'd say, start, but we played a lot better in the second half, and the pressure that was kind of building up throughout, I guess finally they caved in a little bit at the end, and we got the rewards. And in the end, Bendigo ended up drawing, right? Which wasn't really expected. So a draw would have still been enough, but it was a nice, exciting way to finish on a high.
I think there was the sentiments around that game was like, oh, this feels like a movie or something, because you've hit the post 3 times. There's been a few chances. The clock's ticking. Everyone's trying to find out what's the score at the Bendigo game. Yeah. And then I think it was an 87th minute goal. I mean, what was just the reaction to that? Even how did that feel for you guys? Because I think I remember the bench exploding. But
I was on the bench. I didn't play that game. We just all got up. I'm not sure. I can't remember if we ran on the pitch. Probably not supposed to. But there was definitely some excitement there. And then after that, though, we had to also be wary because
it was like 7 minutes. It wasn't golden goal.
There was still time. And maybe a bit more extra time than was necessary, but you got to play what's given. It was a few moments. I think Giacomo made a big save as well after we scored. So it wasn't over yet at that time, but once the final whistle blew, it was nice to celebrate the win.
And I mean, what did that mean for the club? Obviously, we spoke, kind of throughout all these pods, we spoke about the goal being win the league, but worst case, get promoted. Obviously, you'd secured promotion, but what did it feel like to achieve that kind of goal that's been set out for so long, since the start of the season?
Yeah, no, it felt great. It was the goal for sure, and with the players we have, I think it should have been the goal, and we did what we were supposed to do. So it felt great, because saying you have a great team is one thing, but then doing it week in, week out over a long season is something completely different. So no, it felt really fulfilling to win the league.
And what's kind of the importance of the club? Because I think Ziggy also mentioned that it would be a dream start for the club's senior team to win the league in its first season. But what is that kind of? How does it propel the club forward, and what's the kind of long-term impact of winning the league?
It was definitely a dream for season 1. For me, obviously, I'm a senior player, probably in the twilight, if you want to call that, of my career, which I thought was already finished. But I think about it more from the juniors' perspective, and we have some really talented kids coming through the club, and I want to see them progress, but be able to stay at our club. So to have the seniors playing at a higher level, I think benefits all parties. It'll help the seniors, and obviously we want to keep doing well and hopefully winning leagues, and then our juniors hopefully progress, come through the ranks, and then can play at a higher level than I guess State 5 hopefully.
Sure. Fair. I mean, because already we're not exactly sure how the pyramid is set next year, right? But as far as we're aware, next year's going to be very, very tough in comparison because of the strength of the league. And if you guys don't know, there's a I believe actually you can speak on it a little bit better than I can, but like, what is the plan for? Because I believe we have gotten promoted to State 5 next year, right?
Yeah. So before the season went out, the way I guess they explained it, or Football Victoria explained it, was they're realigning the league. So this year we had won State 5 West.
Yes.
And next year there's going to be an addition of State 6 and State 7.
Yeah.
But I believe they're realigning all the leagues to be Northwest and Southeast.
Gotcha.
So the top two from this year's State 5 West, in essence, get promoted to State 5 Northwest.
Okay.
And then 3 till maybe 6 or 7 in the league go to State 6 Northwest, and then the bottom teams would go to State 7. So in essence, yeah, we could have, if we had a really poor season, we could have dropped 2 leagues.
Wow.
So it's good that we
because obviously I think the teams roughly, like, because obviously you've got your Bendigos in there, I believe, teams like Darabin, you've got Wolves in there, I believe. So it's I think the expectation is that next year's gonna be extremely difficult, right? Because you're not it's less frequent that you'll get those kind of crazy, 11-1, 7-0 results as far.
Yeah, I think we're getting the teams that got relegated from State 4, and then obviously the better teams in State 5, and even those teams, I believe, that would have been relegated from State 4, a lot of them on a normal year wouldn't have been relegated because of that realignment. So yeah, I think it's going to be a very big challenge next season.
But the goal is still back to back titles?
Of course. I mean, hopefully our team sticks together. Because I really enjoyed being a part of the group, and I really like the boys. So hopefully the players come back as well, and we kind of finish I guess business by actually getting promotion to the next level.
Next level,
rather than getting promotion.
Half promotion.
State 5.
Sure. All right. Well, so that was the league. Obviously, as you can see, the trophy in front of us isn't just for State 5 West; it's for all of State 5, because winning the league granted us the ability to play in the state finals, which was, I think, on all accounts, pretty brilliant experience for us. Our first game was that semi-final against Meadow Park, which I think you played. Yeah. So how was your experience of the semi-final first? Because obviously the final we'll talk about in a bit. That was very crazy, but I think the semi was a good place to start. At Fraser Rise, George Cross, very nice pitch, very nice facilities. What was your kind of feelings on the game? How do you think Meadow Park played?
I really enjoyed that game. Meadow Park were a good side. They had won the State 5 North. And they had a good little crowd. They had a guy with
megaphone,
which was made for a bit of an atmosphere, which was nice. And we had a decent crowd from our supporters, from Meadow Park supporters that were there, from supporters from the previous game and the next game. So ended up being a good little crowd. It was nice for me to play on a good pitch because at this level, you don't always get that. And it really suits our team to play on a nice big pitch where, the ball's not going to really bobble up much. So, we ended up winning 3-1, and I think it was quite convincing. It was really enjoyable game. Some good goals we scored. Maybe a bit unfortunate to concede, but again, they scored a pretty good goal from outside the box.
True. Yeah. I mean, that was a. I don't want to say it was I don't think a loss was ever in the books for that, but there was pressure at times, right? Because he was 2-1 up until I think the 85th, 86th minute. And so there was definitely that kind of tension that the season can't finish here, right? And did you kind of feel like there was I think compared to the last kind of games that were played, obviously besides Gisborne, which was a bit of a blowout, but the rest of them, I think there was a big step up in quality and in performance itself from our team. Maybe not the scoreline in comparison to the others, but I think the level of opposition and the level of actual quality game that was played was, I think, a lot higher than what we've kind of seen in the recent weeks.
I definitely agree. I think in that Meadow Park game, again, they had won State 5 North, so they're obviously a good team in their own right, but I thought for most of the game we controlled it.
Sure.
We controlled possession, we controlled the tempo. We really played more in their half, and made them kind of chase us.
Mm-hmm.
Scored some good goals. I think Garba had a nice volley from memory.
Yes, yeah.
Can't remember the second one now.
We had a jam run through, I believe.
Yeah, possibly a champ, and I think that put us up 2-0.
Yes, yeah.
And yeah, even then, obviously they kept putting pressure and made it 2-1. But I felt we were in control for large parts of that game, and yeah, that was down to our performance because they're no slouch. But our midfield, I think, which carried us probably through most of the season, really dominated that game.
So they had fun that game. I think on that kind of pitch, you saw the individual ability of all those players. Garba's showing off his skill moves. Forbes is turning into endless space. It seems like, and all of you got to like play, and I think that it really showed that you give that team a good pitch and they can do anything.
Yeah. I'd have to agree. And yeah, playing on a big pitch with the technical players that we have suits us. And then we also have the firepower with Basha and his physicality front. Garba even, it's very technical, but also very quick and strong. Yeah. So I think it really suited us.
100%. And obviously, so winning that meant that on Saturday, we would play the final, which was at the home of the Matildas, which was a beautiful venue to kind of play. And you felt like, that game, did you kind of feel, were you more nervous about that game? Well, not nervous, but maybe more aware of that game as opposed to like the game against Ocean Grove, for example? Like, did you feel like, we're playing in a final, there's going to be a crowd, it's, a proper kind of stadium almost? Like, was there that kind of feeling?
Yeah, it was a nice buzz going to the home of the Matildas. Great facility. Again, another great pitch. Another great crowd as well, with our supporters making the trip. So there was definitely a buzz around the ground, but I wouldn't say nervous. It was exciting.
You're a veteran now. Come on.
Yeah,
nothing gets.
I've played some big games in my day, but no, that was probably in the short lifespan of our senior team. That was the biggest game in our club's history.
Yeah.
So it was great to get the win. And again, first half I thought we were dominant, and was it 1 or 2-0 at half? 2-0 at half.
2-0 at half.
In kind of cruise control, I thought, and again played probably some of our best football. Second half, we maybe took put the brakes on a little bit and maybe didn't apply that same pressure, and kind of let them build back into the game a little bit. Maybe a few errors that led to them creating more chances and then them scoring to make it 2-1. And then at the end, we were kind of holding on a little bit. Which that happens as well. It's hard to dominate games for 90 minutes. Again, when you're playing against good opposition, which East Bentley, they had won the State 5 East, I'm guessing. So yeah, they had some good players as well, and you can tell that they were well drilled. They were pretty organized as a team, and had some good players that caused us problems. So it was good to come out with the win.
I mean, what did winning that one feel like? Because obviously that one wasn't. You didn't have that 2-goal cushion. Was it the point where when they scored? Because I think they did score a second, right? It was just offside. But at that point, were you like, oh, like we need to hold on here? Like, is this a bit like, does that kind of not defensive, but like that kind of more pragmatic approach kick in at that point, being like just see out the result and get this trophy?
Yeah, I mean, I came on I think with like 10-15 minutes to go, and it seemed like that was the type of change that was made, was come on and kind of hold.
Well, you've scored 2 goals, so come on.
But I mean, but a more defensive minded midfielder, I guess. Coming on. So I guess that was the thinking, and then Grady as well coming on. I think that was it. Try to kind of hold on. We weren't really trying to push for another at that point. It was kind of don't concede, and maybe we were a bit lucky with them being offside. We had to defend a lot of set pieces in the last 10 minutes as well. Long throws, corners, free kicks. But in the end we did it. So
100%.
Job done.
Was that more satisfying than winning the league? Was that more? Oh no, maybe more important, but more significant.
I think it was because we kind of showed we did everything we could. We won everything we could. Winning the league obviously was great, and you had to do that to get to
Yeah.
to that final. But it kind of showed that we are the team in State 5 this year. So throughout North, South, East, West. So yeah, really happy with the result.
And if you had to kind of summarize it, just the senior season in a few words, how would you kind of describe your experience, not only as a player, but kind of being around it and seeing the setup and working with the coaches? What was your kind of summary and a few words of reflection on the whole season?
Yeah, really happy. Obviously, again with the result. I hadn't seen the State 5 level, and obviously it has its mix of strong teams, some weaker teams, and that showed in the results we had. But I'll bring it back to our team. Serge did a great job of bringing in a top team for this level. So yeah, credit to him. And yeah, the team performed really well throughout the year. Obviously, you're gonna have ups and downs, long season, but some of the football we played was really good to be a part of and good to watch as well from the side.
Sure. And now we're gonna take your senior hat off and put the TD hat on.
Yeah.
What does the next few months have in store for you? Because obviously, I think we've got the cup competitions, but what does the TD do in the off season?
Yeah. So our season finished first week of September with all our junior teams. This year we had 15 teams, which was
wow.
Which was great, and an increase from last year. We had 2 female teams with the under 7 and the under 9s girls, which is the first time we've had that at this club, which has been great. We had under 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s playing in the Kangaroos competition, which is the highest level for those age groups, which again is great, and then under 12s A's as well. So definitely good growth from the club this year, in the junior program, as well as we have teams that kind of cater to beginners. We have teams that if you want to just come here for more of a social experience, we have that. So I think we have teams that kind of cater to every kid really in the community. So it was really good overall to be able to bring that and offer that this year to the community. And now we have some of our A and Kangaroo teams playing in the Keilor Cup, which is coming up this weekend, which is great. Really exciting tournament. Our current under 10s won it last year as under 9s, so hopefully they can repeat.
They like more trophies in the room. Yeah,
they're playing up a year. Our 12s are playing up and playing as 13s. We'll have under 7s and we'll have 8s and 9s as well.
Sure.
So really exciting weekend coming up, and then our under 9s are heading to Shepparton at the end of next month, end of October, as well as our under 12s, which is going to be a combination of our under 10s playing up to under 12s. So that'll also be interesting and a great experience for the younger boys trying to play up, and then the older ones trying to lead those younger boys, and still hopefully compete at a good level.
Wow. So even with the season finishing, there's still football, huh?
Yeah, still a lot of football. And besides that, after the Shepparton Cup, first week in November, we'll be starting our futsal program, which will be held at the Australian Islamic Centre futsal court. And I couldn't recommend that program enough. I think a lot of our players that have done that program in the past 2 years, you see massive gains from it the following season, playing small-sided football or futsal, smaller format, lots of touches, lots of action. Couldn't recommend it enough.
Yep. All right, well, guys, this is going to be our last podcast episode as well, so thank you so much for staying in and following the journey with us this season. We hope you've enjoyed the insight. We've had some amazing guests on, from you speaking about the games and your responsibilities as TD, to hearing Ziggy talk about the vision, some of the coaches, obviously some of the star players on the team. So we'd just like to say thank you for kind of sticking with us on this ride. And Nick, thank you again for coming on so many times. We'll get you a host chair next season. But thank you so much for all of your work behind the scenes as well, for facilitating everything at the club, and obviously playing a big role yourself in the senior team and the success of that team. And yeah, thanks so much, guys, for watching. We'll catch you next season.
Thank you.